All right, let's talk about how you can absolutely transform your email campaigns using AI. Seriously, whether you're in marketing, you're a creator, or you're just trying to build an audience, this is a tool that can completely change the way you work. So let's dive right in.
You know the feeling, right? We have all been there. Just staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page, the pressure is on to write something smart, something catchy, something that actually works. You know the email has to go out, but your brain just isn't cooperating. It's a huge bottleneck, and let's be honest, it is so frustrating.
But what if, in that exact moment, you had a creative partner? And I'm not talking about some complicated piece of software, but a really powerful assistant that's ready to help you build your whole campaign right from scratch. Well, that's exactly the role AI can play in your email marketing. Okay, so let's start with what's often the hardest part, actually crafting the message. This is where AI stops feeling like just a tool and really starts to become your creative sidekick. And you know what? The process is surprisingly simple. First, you just tell the AI what you're trying to do. Maybe it's a new product launch, a weekly newsletter, or a special offer. Then you feed it the key points you need to get across. And from there, boom! The AI generates a whole bunch of different subject lines, headlines, and body copy for you to pick from and tweak. And this, right here, this is the heart of it. The goal isn't for AI to replace you or your creativity. It's about boosting it. AI can come up with a funny angle you totally missed, or a more persuasive call to action, or maybe a subject line that just sparks so much more curiosity. It really does become a true partner in the process. But okay, once you have a few great options, how do you know which one's going to be the winner? The answer is A/B testing. It's pretty simple. You send two different versions to a small slice of your audience, see which one gets a better reaction, and then you send that winning version to everybody else. And this is where AI makes testing practically effortless. So imagine you want to test two totally different tones. You could try something super friendly and casual, or maybe something a lot more urgent and direct. Instead of you having to brainstorm these for an hour, an AI can spit out these options in seconds. It lets you quickly figure out what actually connects with your audience. Now, having a great message is really only half the battle. I mean, it's totally useless if it doesn't get to the right person. And this brings us to smart segmentation, which is an area where AI is an absolute powerhouse. So, what is list segmentation anyway? Well, it's just the idea that you shouldn't send the exact same email to every single person on your list. Instead, you divide your subscribers into smaller groups based on things like their interests, what they've bought before, or even how they interact with your emails. And here's the real game changer. You don't have to do all this work manually anymore. AI can sift through mountains of your data. We're talking every open, every click, every purchase to automatically find patterns and group your audience into these super specific, hyper-relevant segments. So for example, the AI might spot a user who clicks on every single email you send and label them highly engaged. That's the perfect group for a new product announcement. Or it could see someone who opens your emails but never clicks and tag them as curious but hesitant. Maybe that group needs a little nudge, like a special discount. It can even flag people who haven't opened an email in 90 days as at risk, which tells you it's time for a re-engagement campaign. This is intelligent marketing pretty much on autopilot. Okay, so all of this sounds pretty great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's talk about the tools that put all these amazing AI features right at your fingertips. A couple of great examples are MailChimp, which has AI built right in, and Beehive, which integrates with powerful models like GPT. The key thing to realize is that these aren't some obscure separate apps. This power is being built directly into the major email platforms you might already be using today. The bottom line is, this technology is becoming so much more accessible. You don't need to be a data scientist to use it. These AI tools for writing copy and segmenting your audience are popping up right inside your email editor, ready to become just a natural part of how you work. So when you pull all this together, writing better messages, testing them smarter, and targeting people more precisely, it becomes pretty clear that this isn't just a small improvement, it's a genuine marketing superpower. Look, the value proposition here is it's incredibly simple. By automating all those manual, time-sucking tasks, you free yourself up to think about the bigger picture, to focus on strategy. And the result? You get way more effective campaigns that drive better results, all without putting in the extra hours. And here's the dynamic you're seeing. As the time you spend on all that tedious manual work just plummets because you're using AI, your audience engagement actually goes up. And why is that? It's because you're sending more relevant, more personalized messages more consistently. You're putting in less of the frustrating work and you're getting a much, much better result. And that really leaves us with one big question to think about. We focused on email today, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. If an AI assistant can revolutionize this one part of your work so profoundly, just imagine what other processes, what other challenges, what other creative projects could it help you reinvent next?